Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thy Dark Moon Tarot, and this is going to be let's call it a relationship reading pertaining to Amber Rose and Kanye West, okay? So we're pretty much going to take a look at Amber's energy and see how, or maybe we should take a trip down memory lane and see what that relationship was like between her and Kanye. Who knows what the hell we're going to do, but we're going to do it, okay? So I have to look at her birthday. Okay, so she's October 21st, and I know he's a Gemini. He's June 8th. All right, so we're just going to look at her energy now and see what was her relationship like with Kanye. All right, let's see if she even wants to talk about it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sex tapes stored somewhere between the two of them, because it's like I see the old, like, I don't know what those are called. It's like I see the old handheld recorder in Kanye's hand, like as in the middle of him like having sex with her. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why I'm getting something revolving around a fetish. One of them has some sort of a fetish. We'll see if it comes out. But anyway, so this is the energy I pulled in terms of Amber's relationship, or how she felt about the relationship between her and Kanye whenever they were together many moons ago at the bottom. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. All right, so financially speaking, this was a very good relationship for her. Honestly, I really am getting the vibe of they may have met through a friend. I'm not exactly sure the status, or I'm not exactly sure how they met, but I am getting the energy here if they met through a friend. Could even possibly be like maybe met through some type of a manager, but I'm also getting this energy here as well of like an outsider. She felt like an outsider whenever it pertains to him, okay? But at the same time, they also have a past life connection together. So, not shocked. Well, I mean, well, my phone is going off. Anyway, not shocked at all that there is like this sense of like karmic energy revolving around these two's relationship, these two's connection. Because we also do have this energy here as well where um I'm getting the word is like him telling her you can be bought. So there's a lot of gifts and there's a lot of money throwing around and things of that nature. Of course, we do have the energy here of the one energy. So we have selfishness. So again, I am totally getting ulterior motives whenever it pertains to their connection. Definitely, it was good for one of their careers. I'm not sure if either one of them possibly has like Virgo in their chart, maybe, but either way. What is this? Yeah. Yep. See, that's what I said. Met through a friend, met through a manager, some type of work contacts. Okay. But also, I see this vibe energy here where it wasn't really much of a relationship. Like it was a relationship, but not really, because they both, in their own way, were working a lot. Okay. I feel like one was probably like in the middle of their career, and the other person was kind of just like getting themselves out there. Okay. Likely probably was Amber. So again, she acknowledges that this was good for her career. She also acknowledges, or that's what I feel, that she came in with the idea that this was going to bring her more money, especially for her pocket. See, because we have a lot of Virgo energy here, but we also have this energy here as well of like, it almost gives me this energy here of like a servant vibe. See, that's where the fetish is coming from. It almost gives me like domineering, dominatrix type of vibe. I'm not saying that was the case, but it's almost like I get this vibe of like someone coming across like a master. You know, I know you've seen 50 Shades of Grey when she's kneeling her ass down on that goddamn carpet, messing up her knees. And then it kind of gives me this vibe energy here, from him to her. Okay, so with this energy here, there's a vibe of really her being curious. Is she gay or bisexual? Because I'm getting this vibe of her being bi-curious. Unless she is recognizing this about Kanye. She could be. We'll see, because we haven't got to his side yet. Okay? But also, even with this energy here, so we have Mercury with the eighth house. So, hidden agendas, which is kind of what I was getting before, where I see this vibe of like her seeking him out. It's like her interested in who he is, because I see this vibe of also like gossip, okay, especially with this energy here of that 10th house energy. So I feel like she may have definitely heard through the grapevine about the way that he is, and this is that and the third. So there's this vibe of her just being really curious about the darker side of things, because I do get this vibe where it's not like she didn't hear about the way that he can be when it pertains to relationships, friendships, any of that. It's not like she didn't know. And I totally am getting that vibe. And I feel like right now her soul is acknowledging it as well. Like I kind of already knew or had an idea of what this would be, but that sense of curiosity. Okay. So it's almost just like with that energy there of, like I said, the eighth house, it's like that vibe of her just being like, it possibly, maybe she may have been at a darker point in her life during that time. So that could have possibly been why that curiosity was so strong in her. Okay. Hence why I said, I was like I said, I'm getting this energy here, like a control of like, it makes me think of the vibe of like her playing a role. It's like they may have possibly been interested in role play. I wouldn't put that past them just based off of what I'm feeling here. Okay. But I am totally getting selfish reasons here, whenever it pertains to the beginning or the reason why they were trying to come together. Okay. Oop. What is that? King of Wands. Seven of Swords. The Temperance card. The Wheel of Fortune. Where is that? Okay. One of them was in a relationship when they met. Because I see this energy here of avoiding the question. But also right now, she's giving me the vibe where she is coming across like, number one, she's coming across like she didn't know, but number two, she's coming across as almost like she was the victim, because she's like, I didn't know that was going on. So she, like, in a way, she feels played. But again, like I said, it's one of those things where it's not like she didn't have a inky, beansy, tiny clue to begin with. She just didn't necessarily maybe want to pay attention to it. Or honestly, I feel like she thought she could change him. She thought her experience would be different based off of what she's heard. Okay. But we also do have this energy here as well of like charismatic. I get this energy here of like running away. So there's, for her, she saw this relationship as fun. They had a lot of fun together. They did a lot of running away, avoiding people. Because for some reason I see this energy here of like her and them, or her and him, excuse me, like avoiding the public, sneaking around. But I feel like that was the beginning of their relationship. They were sneaking around because one of them was already connected with somebody romantically in terms of boyfriend, girlfriend. So that would make sense why there was a lot of sneaking around going on. And that actually may have went on for 7 weeks or 7 months, somewhere in that time frame. Okay. Yeah, so I see her gaining a different perspective once she got on the inside with him in this relationship. Because here he is coming across as easily liked, especially whenever it pertains to something revolving around his eyes. I don't know, I guess whenever people get close to him and it's something about his eyes that maybe people are really drawn to, or I wouldn't say people, females are really drawn to. And it's weird I say eyes because on this card I see a lot of eyes. So that would make sense. Okay. Of course, we do have the Temperance card and we have the Wheel. Without a doubt, yeah. She thought this was going to bring her luck. Was he a lot smaller back then? I feel like he's gained weight. I mean, I don't know. Because I get this vibe of him being like a lot smaller or a lot more health conscious back then. Yeah. And then we have the Devil and we have the Seven of Swords. Something about pills, though. There's some type of medication that was prescribed that somebody was abusing at that time, but it wasn't at the beginning. Again, this didn't start happening until pretty much 6 to 7 months after they got together. I feel like they had already had a thing before they actually were put in the public as an item. That's just what I'm getting here. But it was planned out that way because, again, somebody was hiding a relationship that they were in with somebody else who was likely a Aquarius or could have been another fire sign. Okay? Because with the double energy here and the strength card, yeah, it gives me this vibe of, I get this energy here of her feeling like held captive or her feeling like stuck or feeling captured whenever it pertains to him. I feel like during this time she saw him, or as she got to know him, as like a sexual deviant. See, it started off as a situation where it was fun to explore whenever it came to sex, but then it just took a turn. But again, like I said, I see that something was definitely being abused whenever it turns in terms of toxicities. I'm getting alcohol, but alcohol is coming through, but I don't really think it was that. I feel like it was something else deeper that wasn't, honestly, I keep getting Xanax. I'm just not gonna lie to you. I keep getting Xanax keeps coming through very, very strongly. Okay. And what's the one? It starts with an H. I can't think of it. Is it hydrocodone? I don't know. There may be another medicine out there that is highly addictive, but it starts with an H. I can't think of it. Okay. But that's the only one that came to mind. So it may not be that one, maybe something else. Because I see also this energy here as well of like control. Like, I don't want to say mind control, but I am getting this energy here as well. Mind control. But honestly, it's just manipulation. She got drugged into this situation and she felt like that she got manipulated. That's why I get this energy here where I say of like her feeling like the victim. Not saying that she's not, but that's what I'm totally getting. Even though, like I said, to begin with, that curiosity was already there. So in a sense, it's kind of like a part of her already knew what she was signing up for, but it gives it a vibe where she feels like I just had to see it for myself. Yeah, again, another card of the management. I feel like something revolving around getting paid off. She's not telling the full story, which I doubt she probably will tell the full story whenever it pertains to exactly what happened in that particular situation. Because for some reason, I'm getting this energy here of paid off or needing to just be hush, and it's by manager. Did he have a woman manager at the time? But it almost like it gives me the vibe of like some type of female manager or somebody that was a part of his team has something to do with this particular situation in regards to why she's not being completely open. It's like she's giving you bits and pieces. I think I saw about a little bit of she said about on the No Jumper podcast, but she's like giving bits and pieces, but I feel like she's not going into detail because she can't go into detail. And now I'm getting like this vibe energy here of like her being starved. Like when I say starved, I mean literally starved. Like almost like I said, I remember I talked about with that energy here, like type of master type of vibe. I get that energy, like of her being starved in a way when it comes to not being able to go certain places or shoot, even whenever it comes to food. Because speaking of weight, that would make sense. I don't know. I guess I have to go back and look if she was considerably skinny during that time that she was dating him. If she was, that's where this is coming from. That sense of like a starvation. Yeah. Because also with this energy here, like forgiveness. He's one of those do something horrible, then apologize, or possibly buy you gifts, which I already kind of picked up. Yeah. So without a doubt, this was toxic. Definitely physically, but I feel like it was more so of a mental thing, mind games. Yeah, definitely mind games from what I'm picking up with her. But we also have this energy here. You see, that's why I said somebody is bi curious because there's two masculine energies here. So it is likely, it is possible that, I mean, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if she said that she is bisexual. I'm getting the vibe that he is as well, especially whenever it comes to men. Or that time he was experimenting. I really get that strongly because there's so much masculine energy on the board when it pertains to this situation. So it is likely that he may like that masculinity whenever it comes to a connection. I'm not saying he's like that now. Like I said, this is just where she's coming from or how she sees the situation. It's almost like, in a sense, she feels like whenever he got mad, it's almost like he treated her or acted towards her like she was a man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Six of Wands. This seems like a business deal gone bad. I'm not really getting the vibe that there was really any, not from her side, in terms of how she saw the situation. I feel like that she didn't even, love wasn't even really on the brain. This is more so a job. I really feel like this is a job. I wonder if somebody sent her in. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this situation just based off of the energy that I'm picking up, because we do have this Five of Cups. She was expecting like a different type of career out of this. Like, even though she is successful, or she has success in her popularity, she actually was expecting more, or more was promised to her, because something didn't turn out the way she would have hoped, tied to the Six of Wands. But I feel like that's pertaining to her career. She also feels like that he has ruined her career, but this was a conversation that was had 6 months, or this was said 6 months after they parted. It's almost like, I'm going to ruin your career or something like that. Because he's a stalker. She sees him as a stalker. Yeah. Man, so much masculine energy here. It's ridiculous. And a liar. He lives in his own three-dimensional world, from what she is saying to me. He lives in his own world, lives in his own mind. Okay? Especially whenever he is inebriated. He doesn't have to be inebriated off of alcohol. Like I said, this may be medication, because again, I picked it up before about someone abusing medication, and it's coming up again. But see, with this King of Swords energy being here, nobody believes me. Nobody will believe me. That would make sense. So it's almost just like, even if she came out with the truth, the full-fledged truth, nobody's going to believe her. Yeah. She sees him as narcissistic, delusional. Again, like I said, somebody who makes up things in his own mind. He can't tell the truth to save his life. But also at the same time, like I said, with her, this seems like a job. This doesn't really give me actual relationship, like I care and possibly want this to be something in the future. I just don't get that. Now I'm getting something of like an abortion. I don't know if she had been pregnant by him. It's likely, it's coming up. An abortion. Somebody was watching them have sex. You see, this is just very dark, and that's what I was getting with that energy here. Somebody was watching them have sex. Who is this person? And here's the video camera coming in. So I guess, I don't know if you would call the video camera a person in the room, but whatever. Yeah. Because I see this energy here of like her having to get some type of medical treatment. But this also may possibly be, she may be going through some type of medical treatment now. Something with the eyes. But this also, I actually feel like that she had some type of eye surgery, or she had something done to her eyes based off of this connection. You see, there's a physicality that's coming through. But I do feel like there was also some type of medical procedure that was done in the middle of this connection, this relationship. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The disappointment of it all. Yep. See, there it is. There should have, because I was getting twins. So either they were supposed to have twins, or like I said, there was 2 abortions between in this relationship. But I don't feel both abortions were Kanye. I don't feel that. No, I don't feel that. Because we have these 2 women here. Of course, there was third party, so that would make sense. It reminds me of, what do you call it? Dang it. What do you call that? I can't think of it. It'll come to me. Like swinging. There it is. I couldn't. It just came up. Mm-hmm. She got a house out of this, but that's what I already came up with, or what I already saw about some type of payoff. There was a house, Hidden Hills. I don't know where the hell that is. But there was some type, like I said, there was some type of settlement payout or something like that that came through out of this, either for her or a mother. Unless her mother knows something about this situation. But there also was a private battle through court. Or nope, scratch that. It was supposed to go to court. It didn't happen. There was a settlement outside of court. But it wasn't enough. Yeah, it wasn't enough. I'm going to make you famous. That's what happened. She got stuck in the premise the promise of what he said was going to happen when it pertains to them, to their relationship, and it didn't happen. So there is a sense of resentment, I feel like, tied to this situation. Honestly, she really, even though this situation happened and she moved away from the toxicity, a big part of her still wanted to stay because of the lifestyle, because of what this situation would bring in terms of comfort. Also, we're coming in a time period where they got together where there was a loss of a family, or literally someone didn't have their family. I feel like somebody lost somebody in their family, or their family was lost in some type of manner before they got together. So it's almost just like 2 broken people falling into one another's laps. Yep, homeless. See, this is crazy. You know, she may have been homeless. She feels like because of this situation, she was homeless at one point. Because is he an Indian giver? I don't know if that's the right term. I mean, I guess probably not the right term. So if it's not the right term, I apologize about that. But is he? I get this vibe where he's one of those people where it's kind of just like takes, and then when I'm pissed off, give me it back. And I feel like that's what happened whenever it pertained to a house. You gotta make sure your name's on the paperwork. Yeah. She's still, I feel like she's in counseling. If she isn't in counseling, she was in counseling for some time because of this. And I'm also now she's taking me to a time period where it's like he kicked her out of the house while she was naked and just threw her out. Like when I say she was naked, she was naked. And I feel like it was cold outside, so this may have possibly been during the winter. That may possibly be a sense why she's coming across, or she's talking about homelessness, because she may have felt like that during that time. Yeah, so even though it's toxic, a part of her still wanted to stay. Okay. Moving on to Kanye. How he saw this relationship. What is he, June the 8th? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. This Kanye is coming. He looks like a very strange creature. I don't even know how to explain it. Like the way he's coming at me looks like the. Have you seen Underworld? Is it called the Lycan? But no, those little ugly things. That's how he's looking, like a wolf. Or he saw her as a wolf. Oh, okay, no. All right, let's see. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. She really didn't bother him because, again, like I talked about before on her side, a part of her really kind of had an idea of what she was getting herself into, because we have this energy here as well of independence. So to him, they really didn't spend a lot of time together. So like I said, can't really call it a relationship, not from what I'm feeling. Okay. But also there's this energy here as well where he liked her sense of independence whenever it came to going after what she wanted. And I feel like that this was a part of that to him. I feel like she came after him. And even he's giving me that vibe as well, where it's almost like he's minding his business. But he's taking me back to whenever he was like in a club, dark shades on. He has like it looks like a Cuban link, but it may not be a Cuban link. But I don't know. But it's like a dark shirt, but it's not. It's a collar shirt, but it's not buttoned all the way, and it's almost like he's standing up or like in the corner or something like that. So that may have possibly been where they may have technically met for the first time in some type of club. Something about Miami is coming up. I mean, this is like 2009. I don't know if they met in 2009. I don't know if maybe that was the year that they dated. I don't know. But something about 2009, 2008, somewhere in there is coming up. I'm also getting something revolving around like an allowance. It's almost like, in a sense, he treated her like a child. Yeah, temperance. But again, he liked the fact that, like I said, she didn't bother him. She pretty much like let him do him, let him have his independence. He really admired that about her. And again, the management card is coming up. So like I said, I really feel like that someone's manager introduced them to one another. Okay. Something also about him managing her career. So that goes back to what I was talking about before on her end, where she recalls a conversation where he's talking about making her famous or pretty much, you know, giving her more notoriety than what she had. I really feel like this is a business deal. hmm But the issue is with him, he didn't like the fact of how she talked to him sometimes because of her independence. It like bothered him, rubbed him the wrong way. He's a crier. Because I get the word sentimental, but really I'm getting the energy of sentimental. It's almost just like he is emotional. He wants somebody who's going to sit there and listen to him talk for hours and hours. But when someone caves into that or doesn't cave into that idea, then there's that other side of him that comes out. Okay, now he's calling her a bad bitch. Okay, we get it. So it's like, come on, sir. Because it was 14. So, public. Okay. This is a publicity stunt. But honestly, I already said it. It was just for publicity. I don't really get the vibe that they were even expecting to even, like I said, wasn't a relationship. I don't really get the vibe that this person really was even seeing a future with her. But it's not like that wasn't already, in a sense, on the table before this whole relationship thing transpired. Okay, of course, very creative, very artistic. Honestly, he is also crediting her with inspiration on what was his second album? I don't know what his second album was. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to have to pause and see. Okay. Okay, so second album was what was it? The second album was Late Registration. It was one of these albums, second or third, that he feels like gave him inspiration. But again, this still may be a situation where they may have met way earlier, which is what I was picking up, way earlier than was actually put on paper. So who knows? He may have actually met her during the second album. Anyway, Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Oh, spoiled. Okay. It's okay. He sees her as like a spoiled brat. He saw this relationship as her as the time being a spoiled brat, you know? But also he saw her as someone where she didn't have a good grasp on her emotions, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, see, there's fame. Yeah, okay. So he, of course, is taking credit for making her famous. But I'm also getting this vibe from him where he's kind of just like, I made you, I can take it away. See, that's kind of what I was getting the energy here of what I said before about he gives you something, you piss him off, and he's going to take it away. A lot of traveling. A lot of traveling. A lot of traveling. But I'm also getting this energy here of him saying that she was following him. Mm-hmm. Like Chariot, Magician. Yeah. Codependency. Justice and the Hangman. So, oddly enough, whenever it pertains to this situation, there wasn't really a lot of care from Amber's side to him, but from his side to her, I'm not really getting that vibe now that I see where he's coming from. I actually feel like he did like her. But I don't really get the vibe that she actually liked him. And for him, I feel like after something in the month of October or 14 months later, could be 14 weeks, but somewhere in that time frame, he started to realize that she was there for the wrong reasons. Because it's almost just like he's showing me giving her like a wad of cash. Had to be about this tall. And he's dropping her hand, and her hand is out like this. And it also seems like that they're kind of just like at an airport or wherever they go to like fly on their planes, just like they're at an airport, and he's like handing her money over, but she just has her hand out. So I feel like at that time, whenever he exchanged or whenever he was giving money to her for whatever reason, probably because she just asked, at that time, I feel like he had a wake up call, or he realized like, wow, I don't really think she cares. Because again, like I said, we have this energy here as well of a rebound. So of course there was energy of one of them was in a relationship at the time that they met, but yet they were still carrying on with their relationship. But also from him, I'm getting this vibe where he feels like that I feel like he was actually in a relationship and she secretly kept talking. That's what he's saying. Well, that's what he's giving me. He's giving me the vibe where she secretly kept hitting him up, kept secretly being where he was at, or kept secretly trying to talk to him, and he gave in. So here he goes. See, it's almost like both of them are giving me the energy where they both don't really feel like that they were super wrong. Or they both feel like they didn't do anything wrong in the situation, in the connection. Because in a way, the way he's coming across to me is he's kind of coming across like a saint. Like, I didn't really do anything wrong. I gave her what she asked for. But because he mentally knew how to break her down. Because we had this energy here, like I said, of her being a child. How old was she when they started dating? Because he's giving me this vibe of her being quite young whenever they start talking, communicating, or whatever that was. She may have been quite young. I don't know what their age difference is. But again, like I said, mentally speaking, he could get to her. He could get under her skin. So I feel like whenever that whole situation happened on his end, where he started to realize that she wasn't really there for the right reasons, I get this vibe where then it turned into something else. Where now it's almost just like, I'm going to torture you in a way. Because I feel like that you are using me. I feel like that you are playing me. Okay, I just heard I passed her over to my friend. See, that's what I was kind of getting the vibe where I said there is abortions on the table, but it's likely one of them was not from Kanye. May have been a friend, because I am totally getting the vibe of a friend or somebody that she met through him. Because we have the Page of Swords right there. Excuse me, Knight of Swords. See, they're both seeing this situation as toxic. He feels like she was toxic to him. She feels like he was toxic to her. They both, it's like they're both in this energy here of, like I said, like playing the victim. Not saying they aren't, but they both are like placing blame on the other person. Well, if she wouldn't have did that, I would have did this. Well, if he wouldn't have did that, I would have did that. He may have also been making a lot more money during the time that they were together. I feel like in a sense he is acknowledging that. I mean, not saying he doesn't have money now, but I get the vibe where it was a lot more. Yeah, there it is. Like I said, I kind of felt the vibe, but that was coming out like that. Well, she left him. I don't know if she said that. Because he's also giving his energy here where it's almost like I see him crying or being emotional because she's not like returning his phone calls or she is not taking his offers anymore. So I feel like either she stopped talking to him one day. It's like he came. I'm getting the vibe where he came home and she was like not there anymore. Like she moved her stuff out. At least that's what I'm getting from him. Where she moved his stuff out. Yeah, I feel like. But this was like. Did they say they were dating for 2 years? 2 years. It's like 2 years, 3 months, or 2 years and 9 months is the time period that she walked away and that she left the house. Well, it was his house. But again, I do get this vibe with him where there was a lot of promises that he was making to her, especially when it comes to money. But again, we have the energy here of like the spoiled child. So that's why I also got the vibe energy as well, where he was treating her like a child, but he also had the mentality was kind of just like, well, if I pretty much apologize with like gifts and money, like I possibly would if I was like a parent to a child and I'm not there, then that'll work. And it just got to a point where it just didn't work anymore. Yeah. It he self medicates, yeah. Because I'm about to say, I feel like he self medicated for some time after he and her broke up. I mean, there was already a sense of toxicities being used in the relationship, but it got worse after they left. So he feels abandoned by her. She feels abandoned by him. Oh my God. They both feel abandoned by one another. Two wands, the star. Wow, isn't this interesting? A part of him, a part of him had hope that he and her were going to get back together up until she got pregnant. hmm He still had hope that she was going to come back because I feel like they have this energy of back and forth, on and off. A lot of it was him. He was majority in the position of like the runner. One day he likes her, the next day he don't like her. One day he likes her, the next day he doesn't like her. But to him, he felt like that this cycle was going to continue. Yeah, but he gave up that hope whenever she got pregnant. Well, actually had a child. I mean, like I said, there was already abortions on the table. But when she actually had a child and decided to move on. Did he see what's his name as a friend? That may possibly be where the abandonment or the betrayal came from. I don't know if he and Wiz were friends. They may have been during that time. But I don't think he was expecting for their relationship to work. Yeah, see, I said he feels abandoned by her because he feels like she lied to him, excuse me. See, that's the thing whenever it pertains to this toxic relationship. He eventually accepted the fact that she was that she was just there for money. But also at the same time, she accepted that sexual side of him that I feel like nobody else has. Because I see this type of like number one open relationship, but I also see this type of weird type of vibe to a relationship. But I feel like it's in a sense where she was okay with him having other people, sleeping with other people, as long as he continued to spoil her. That was okay for her, and it's almost just like he was okay with that because less responsibility. I don't have to cater to you because you're totally okay with the fact that I'm talking to somebody else, or that I'm sleeping with somebody else, or that I'm having other relations outside of this connection. She was okay with that. So it's like this energy here where a part of him missed her for so long because he felt like that she accepted him for how he was, and I feel like she's seen him at his worst moments. So yeah, I feel like he held on a lot longer than she did because he actually has somewhat of emotions tied to this situation. She did not. So it was easy for her to move on. It was easy for her to walk away, considering the fact that, yes, she needed to walk away because of the toxicity. But yeah. See, I knew it. Secretly, he misses that part of their connection even now. See, he feels betrayed. When she had the baby or when she got engaged, he felt betrayed because I really feel like that this whole situation between her and Wiz to him was too close to his chest, too close for comfort. There's some type of ties that they have together that's not being spoken, and that's why I see this energy here of him feeling betrayed. See, the thing is, he assumes that everybody is like his friend, or he assumes that people, because people are friendly to him, they want to be his friend. I get that. But he's like a kid. It's like two kids together. They both struggled emotionally with their own emotional baggage, their own emotional issues. Because we have the Prince of Wands, we have Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page of Swords, the Strength card, and the Page of Cups. My lord. There's no denying the fact that this guy is talented. He's a little anal, I ain't gonna lie. We don't need to know about your talents right now, sir. But he is toxic, especially whenever it comes to him medicating. He knows this. I don't know exactly when he lost his mother. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 7 Wands for I do feel like that for some time he was okay. For some time, if there was like negative press or negative things being dropped to the public, that was him. He fights back like that. Well, he fought back, excuse me, like that when it pertained to her. So, well, so to answer her question to answer her allegation that Kanye bullied her, I would have to say that would be a fact, even though he feels like that, he was the victim. It's crazy. But no, he has this anger thing. It's like this light switch that flips on, and he can be such a even the bully card came up. He can be such a bully. He can push people away in the worst way. But it's a mental game. Even if he don't touch you, it's a mental game. He tears you down. But anyway, so yeah, he feels like he was the victim. She feels like that she was the victim. But well, yeah, there was that. But anyway, so yeah, this has been the relationship reading, I would say, between Amber and Kanye in terms of how they see one another. So yeah, there's that. Okay, see you later.